Next, we'll talk about trades. I love this picture because it shows just about everything except the gas line. Everybody knows the gas is considered plumbing, right? You call a plumber to work on the gas lines, okay. But you've got the electrical, you've got HVAC supplies, you've got HVAC returns, you've got drains, you've got supplies for the water, you know, the laundry box, all kinds of stuff. There's, I don't know, you really can't see it, but there's an electrical panel back here. It's perfect. Okay. A lot of stuff goes into the trades. This is where progress tends to grind to a halt when you're building a house. Okay. Because for some reason, all the tradesmen, I use the word nuts a lot. They don't want to, the electrician comes in, oh, I won't work when the plumber's here. So I have to come in first, and then the plumber, and then the agent. Just get everybody in there and get your work done. But they're all very, very quirky, I found. And they high divorce rates too, so they disappear for months. Yeah, go on benders in Vegas. Okay, so same thing. I'm not really going to get into too much with the trades because once the wall's closed, all bets are off. You're going, like I said, you're going to test the sinks. You're going to look to make sure that the drains aren't leaking. You're going to go into the basement and really check the water heaters and things like that. So hopefully we'll talk about plumbing first. Doesn't look like that, but hey, sometimes that's more reliable than what we've got, right?
So, Craig, what's your opinion on a real estate agent assists a buyer in selling a new home?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the new home and the construction people, they don't want that buyer going through the house really at all. But what's your opinion on, should that buyer or the agent suggest that maybe, or write into the contract that halfway through before it's drywall and closed in, to bring in some sort of an inspector to take a look at things?
Yeah.
Builders are nuts.
Sort of the doctor says,
Exactly.
good luck trying to get them to agree to that.
They don't, yeah, good luck to get them to agree with it.
Track builders, but if you're doing like
a custom builder, absolutely. If you hire somebody to build a custom home for you, you should have the right to sit in a lawn chair in a hard hat, 24/7 if you want. Okay, but the builders will always say, "Oh, it's being inspected. Don't worry, I'll get you the inspection reports and everything like that." I don't think, again, depending on the attitude of the buyer and how picky they are and things like that, I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility to suggest, is it okay if we at least have an independent inspector come in to do what's called the close-in inspection? And that's done before they drywall everything. So you can just ask for that one, because that guy will come in and he'll inspect all the framing, he'll inspect all the plumbing, the electrical, the HVAC, any security lines, anything like that, all in one fell swoop. And it shouldn't cost the builder any additional time. They are going to protest, okay, because they don't want to fit into their schedule, and they want plausible deniability, because the minute that they turn and say, well, it was inspected, it's not on them anymore. But I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility. I'm buying a house that's being, built from the ground up. That's what I'm doing.
How much is a pre-drywall inspection?
Again, depending on the size of the home, you should probably $500, something like that, $500–600, worth every penny.
Yeah, I mean the builders I've worked with, I've sold a couple new ones, and they all did them. And we were there.
Yeah.
And me, and they
I mean, again, if you're
doesn't have a problem.
No, we didn't do that.
And if anything, they encourage it.
Yeah, the
Well,
builder.
they'll always do a pre-drywall walkthrough, but they're not going to be. It's
Right.
usually with
They
the.
do
It's
that.
usually with the
Foreman.
Yeah.
yeah, with the
I just closed one, and their main thing was they just wanted to know when the person was gonna come, and they wanted to make sure they had enough hard hats. And we did the pre, and then we did the final walkthrough too, and on both times we found things that will be beneficial. They weren't like,
were they inspectors? Yeah.
and did the photos and did it, and sent it, and the builder was actually very good, wanted we sent the inspection report directly to them, they took care of it. And it was a lot of things that would reduce settlement 5 years from now, in this particular case. Although the home inspector we used talked about having to redo it a lot of different new homes, but it was a regular home inspection fee the first time, and then the second time he took 10% off the second time. So it cost it twice, but it was there,
Depending,
And it was-
like I
I
said,
think
there
it's
are
all-
builders
the
out there
buyer
that
would think it
will,
was
that will do
very
it.
good.
It's
That
worth
will
it.
do it. The other thing that I encourage everybody to do is take pictures of every single wall. Every wall, every room. Print them, have them on a hard drive, have them on a disk somewhere, because then 5 years from now, if you want to add a window to that wall, what's in there? Oh, I don't know. Here it is right here. So there's no guesswork, there's no, okay, we might hit a gas line, you know, something like that. Okay?
I have a real world question. We had a home inspection yesterday and inspector went up in the roof. I have the buyer. And he said that the flue from the gas furnace
Mhm.
has plastic tape at the joints instead of the metal
Mhm.
tape. Is that dangerous?
Big deal.
Okay, cool. I
Because
just wanna
it's-
make sure, because we're gonna ask them to fix that and I don't want them to kick back.
So hot, the exhaust is so hot coming out of there that the plastic tape is just gonna melt, and then the flue can fall over, but it'll leak, you know,
Okay.
things like that. Yeah, just, and that, you know, the duct, the actual
Yeah,
metal duct
metal
tape,
duct.
not the
Yeah.
duct tape that you buy at Home Depot.
Yeah, I think that's what this person who probably unknown to the
That's
homeowner
duct.
used when he did whatever the
Right.
ducting was. So
Right.
I just wanna make sure that's
Yeah,
legit.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
What are you supposed to, on a flue, when it's the ceramic pieces, those rectangular round things, or like that, what are you supposed to have between each one of those?
Are you talking about a chimney cap, or?
No, the actual, a ceramic flue liner, I guess.
Yeah,
what
the
was
chimney
built-
liner.
Originally built.
Yeah.
And it's ceramic, and you've
Mhm.
got it in sections like this, and they're
Mhm.
like rectangular,
Mhm.
and they're set on top of each other.
Right,
How are those supposed to be sealed?
they're not.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, well, typically, if you're replacing an entire liner, what they'll do is they'll just put a little bit of mortar joint or some kind of adhesive.
I'm talking about when it was built. When it was built, you put one on top of another on top of another.
There's, it's just like mortar, glue. Yeah.
I guess, I'm not.
It doesn't have to be
Should it-
sealed. It does not have to be
That
sealed.
makes no sense to me, because then when, you know how they're always talking about chimney flue cracks, well,
Mhm.
that's a crack then.
Yeah, but the chimney itself is, the structure is brick block faced in brick, or it's all brick, and the flue is a 8x8 section that's in the center.
Right.
So if the flue, if that flue liner cracks, that's the liner itself cracking.
Right.
It's not the structure itself cracking.
But if you have a piece that's on top of another piece that's not concreted together or whatever,
Mhm.
that's technically a crack too.
Right.
Okay.
Again, they should be glued together.
Well, let's.
Yeah,
what I
they
was
should.
asking.
They should be glued together. A lot of these guys, when they were built back in the 50s and 60s, they just slide them, boom, 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 slide them right on there.
But it's a glue or it's a mortar?
Yeah,
or-
yes and yes. I don't know. I mean, it depends on who does it. Right now, it's supposed to be an epoxy that can stand, you know, that has a certain heat tolerance and things like that.
The reason I asked, because mine did break, and I was shocked when I watched them just take pieces out, because none of them were glued
Attached
together.
together.
Yeah,
It wasn't one
and it's
solid,
like, here you're telling me I have a
Right.
cracked flue. I've had a cracked flue basically since the day it was built.
I had, okay, and yet I digress. Another story. So we bought our house in Fairfax. Growing up in a house that had 7 fireplaces, love them. Hate gas fireplaces. Oh my God. So house had a fireplace, hadn't been used in 30 years. So call Top Hat. You know what? I'm gonna throw out that name because to heck with them.
Yeah.
To have them come out and sweep the, get chimney sweep. My wife calls me freaking out because they say, oh, the liner's bad, and you have to do this and this, and it's like gonna be $4,000. Well, all the guys only speak Spanish. My wife is not semi-fluent, but took some Spanish, can understand them. I said, my neighbor is my stonemason. So I said, let me call Alex. Called him up, and he's from El Salvador. Alex, these guys were over there telling my wife we need $5,000 worth of chimney work. He says, oh, I've been taking care of that chimney for the little old lady that lived there for years. So let me go over. He goes over there, starts talking to the guys. They go white.
Line.
Long story short, he gets up there. Liner's fine. Little bit of concrete caulk. Couple cracks. Case of Corona. Boom. Done.
What's his name?
It's Alex Rivas, and it's AR Masonry.
Does he work for Corona?
I'm actually meeting him at 4 o'clock today.
We can keep him
Or a
supplied.
Corona.
We will keep
AR
him supplied, no
masonry.
worries.
He's, yeah, AR masonry. Yes, I do. Hold on a
He's
second.
going in my phone. This
Hold
is
on a
the kind-
second.
This is
Oh,
stuff that we
he's-
need on a
Is he-
daily basis.
He's a masonry
No lie
person,
on
he's a
the
chimney
daily.
person, what is that?
Mason. He's a mason. Concrete, brick,
All right.
stone.
All right,
He does it all.
excellent.
Does he do driveway by any chance?
Concrete driveway, yes. Asphalt, no.
No, concrete.
Yes, concrete driveways. Okay, Alex,
His phone's
it's
gonna
last,
ring it
it's
off.
spelled R-I-V-A-S, Alex Rivas,
Okay.
and it's 703
Mhm,
675
mhm.
5287.
All right.
I have America.
Oh, do I have America? This is a new phone, so only half of my,
What's that number?
America is 571.
Oh.
Hold on.
Hang on, wait a second, I haven't put Alex in yet. Hang on.
I think it's 571.
I don't,
It's America LLC, right?
Sure.
100% women-owned company, just saying.
Craig, go ahead. and-
I don't have, this is a brand new phone and only half my contacts.
Okay.
So
I
I've been-
Googled.
I've been doing it.
It's 571-379-4760. They're Manassas, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Great.
My bid from Top Hat was $12,000. I don't know how you rate it.
Oh my, well, this was 1990, no, 99, 2000, something like that.
I was like, I feel like sucker was
I don't know how they do it, you know.
Now that we have our.
But Alex, I will say this, Alex is absolutely, he's busier than a one-armed paper hanger.
Called Nicholas Chimney. I'll give
So
you the number in a second. as soon
Don't
as
be
I finish.
afraid to call him 2 or 3 times, and don't get upset if he doesn't call you back right away, because he is, holy moly.
A busy.
Now he's working, we're gonna do, he did some work on the learner's house.
Oh,
So, Mark wants us, we're gonna go into, he owns 2 apartment buildings in Annandale, 516 and 420 units, and we're gonna start working on that probably in January or February next year.
No, he won't have time for us.
No, he's great, he's
Time for us
great,
to get in
he's
line.
absolutely fantastic.
What's his number?
Only Katya, yeah, Katya and Chris, you guys are the bane of my existence, I swear to God.
You love us.
I know. Okay, as far as the plumbing goes, are we good? We good?
Yeah.